Alright, what is going on, boys? It's your boy Pretender, and today I am here with the Should You Summon for the rerunning character, Blade. Blade is a wind destruction path character. He is one of my favorite characters to use, and one of my favorite characters in the game, actually. He is sick. Just look at him. How could you hate that design? He is peak. Anyway, so I'm going to be going over his kit, what I think about each individual ability, obviously, and expand more about him. Obviously, show his light code, maybe some few alternatives, and at the end I'll give my thoughts if you should summon, my overall thoughts, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So his basic attack is Shard Sword, deals 100% of 100% of Blade's attack as wind damage as to a target enemy. And his skill is the most important part of his kit. So Hellscape consumes HP equal to 30% of Blade's max HP to enter Hellscape state. So, as it says, it will consume it. The whole thing about Blade is he consumes his HP to do damage and enhances basic attack. He is, that is one of my favorite things in a game. Just thought I'd throw that in, is taking HP and becoming stronger is like a whole thing I love in any game I play. And yeah, so when Hellscape is active, his skill cannot be used. So you use it, and then you can't use it again until the Hellscape active timer or the amount of turns elapse, and you can use it again, obviously. But while it is active, you can't use it again. So his damage dealt is increased by 40%. Obviously, that scales with how much you level it up in the traces. And so his basic attack, Shard Sword, is enhanced to Forest of Swords for 3 turns. So pretty much his basic attack, which is a single target, if you have his skill up, it becomes an AoE, and it's obviously enhanced. Yeah, so if Blade's HP or current HP is insufficient, his HP will reduce to 1 when he uses a skill. So if your HP is really low, like say you take damage and you're at 200 HP, and you will pop your skill and you won't die. A funny example is if you use Seppuku in Elden Ring. If your HP is low enough and you Seppuku, you kill yourself. And for Blade, it will just reduce his HP to 1. It doesn't actually kill him, so you still can't use it. And so the skill does not regenerate energy. Using this skill does not end the current turn either. So you pop it, and then you can use the skill as a basic attack, or as ult, whatever you want. Yeah, so if you pop a skill, it doesn't count as a turn. You can pop it and use a skill. Very, very powerful. If he popped the skill and then he couldn't do a basic attack, he would sound so much damage because of that one extra turn, because his skill his basic attack starts hitting really hard once you get that on. And yeah, it's see, Blast, Forest of Swords. So again, if you pop it, the basic attack goes from Shard Sword to Forest of Swords. So consumes HP equal to 10% of Blade's max HP. So yes, if you have a skill active, Hellscape, and Forest of Swords will consume your HP as well. It will deal wind damage equal to the sum of 40% of his attack and 100% of his max HP to a single enemy. In addition, deals wind damage equal to the sum of 60% of Blade's attack and 40% of his max HP to adjacent targets. So it does become an AoE. It is not only a single target anymore, it is AoE. And if Blade's current HP is insufficient, his HP will reduce to 1 when using Forest of Swords. And the Forest of Swords cannot regenerate skill points. So again, if you have low HP and you pop a skill, you won't die, you will just have 1 HP. And yeah, as it says, when you use like a basic attack normally, you know how you generate a skill point. If you have Forest of Swords active, you will sadly not regenerate a skill point. It's as much as it sucks because, you know, skill points, you obviously want to have a bunch. You will not regenerate a skill point if you have Hellscape active. But that's the thing with Blade. If you're running Blade, your team is probably going to be focused around Blade, and he only needs a skill point every few turns. So very, very nice. And so his talent. So this is my favorite animation in the game, I think. I don't know how to say this properly, obviously, but Suhu's Gift. I'm just going to say it like that. When Blade sustains damage or consumes the HP, he gains 1 stack of charge, stacking up to 5 times. A max of 1 stack can be gained every time he uses attack. So every time you take your HP, so if you pop your skill and consume HP, that counts as a stack. If you have Forest of Swords active and you attack, that consumes his HP, it counts as a stack. If he gets hit, it counts as a stack. And if he gets hit with dot, like shock or anything like that, then also counts as a stack. Very important to know that. And so when the stacks reach maximum, so if you have a total of 5 stacks, Blade will immediately launch a follow-up attack on all enemies. So he has an AoE follow-up attack, which is very, very powerful. Dealing wind damage equal to 44% of Blade's attack plus 110% of his max HP. At the same time, restores Blade's HP by 25% of his max HP. After the follow-up attack, all charges are consumed, so you're back at 0. This thing makes him so, like, he's so, like, he can survive pretty well on his own. I thought, like, reading his kit, like, oh, he's definitely gonna need, like, Luocha or something. Obviously, you still want to pair him with the healer, but if you don't run, someone like Luocha or Lynx, and if you have a weaker healer like Natasha or something, you still can do pretty well just with this follow-up attack, because it procs pretty often. For an example, my favorite way to farm right now is I rock my own Lynx, and I take a friend Blade or my Blade, it doesn't really matter, and I literally just pop the skill on Blade so he is like semi-taunted for the increased chance to get hit. And obviously when he pops a skill, that's a stack, basic attack, that's a stack, ultimate, that's a stack, and he gets hit, which he has a better chance to get hit, is a stack, and obviously he gets stronger every time he gets hit. So with this alone, and if you guys watch my video on how I almost soloed the entirety of World 8 Stimulated Universe on the hardest difficulty with only Blade, this follow-up attack was so crucial. This was such an important follow-up attack. And yeah, so his ultimate sets Blade's current HP to 50% of his maximum HP and deals wind damage to a single enemy equal to a sum of 40% of his attack, 100% of his max HP, and 100% of the tally of Blade's HP loss in the current battle. So obviously it does more damage based on his attack, more of his max HP, and the same amount of how much HP you lost during that battle. At the same time, deals wind damage to adjacent targets equal to the sum of 16% of his attack, 40% of his max HP, and 40% of the tally of his HP lost in the current battle. The tally of Blade's HP lost in the current battle is capped at 90% of his max HP. The value will be reset and reaccumulated after his ultimate has been used. Yeah, so it does exactly what it says. And his ultimate does hit very hard. Obviously, his skill, pairing these two, the skill and the Forest of Swords, that's going to be your main source with the occasional follow attack. His ultimate still does a good amount of damage. Don't sleep on the ultimate. It's still really good. And obviously, because you consume HP, that counts as a stack towards the talent. And yeah, so his technique. Immediately attacks the enemy after entering combat, consumes 20% of Blade's max HP, dealing wind damage equal to 40% of his max HP to all enemies. If Blade's HP is insufficient, his HP will reduce to 1 when this technique is used. So say if you just got out of a boss battle or something in Stimulated Universe, or not boss battle because you can heal right after, but like just a battle in Stimulated Universe and your Blade's HP is almost dead, and you pop his skill, again, instead of dying, you will be just reduced to 1 HP. And since you're consuming HP, guess what? Because you consume 20% of HP, you get a stack for your talent. Everything plays out. And his bonus ability. So damage dealt by talent's follow-up attack increased by 20%. This is nice just to make this follow-up attack do more damage. Never-ending deaths. If Blade hits a weakness broken enemy after using Force of Swords, he will restore HP equal to 5% of his max HP plus 10. As you guys know, Ron May is coming out, who's going to make it a lot easier to weakness break the enemy. So, her with Blade, ha 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 ha. This will make him more self-survivable, or more self-sustainable. And third one, when Blade's current HP is at 50% of max HP or lower, incoming healing increases by 20%. This is alright, because obviously you heal him more, you can keep him up more with another healer. Very, very good with Luocha. Luocha is Blade's best friend, actual best friend. They like just work perfect together. And yeah, and so his dupes, I'm just gonna go over the dupes, but I'm not gonna count on as all, just like as I said for my Shiji summon from May, and just for the future Shiji summons in the future. I'm not gonna talk about dupes because not everyone is gonna have dupes in their characters because it's very expensive. As the first dupe, Blade's ultimate deals additionally increased damage to a single enemy target. With the increased amount equal to 150% of the tally of Blade's HP lost in the current battle. So you remember how the thing was 90% with its ultimate? right here. Yeah, but this goes up to 150, and as it says right here, the tally of Blade's HP lost in the current battle is kept at 90% of his max HP. The tally will be reset and reaccumulated after his ultimate has been used. So yeah, pretty much just increases the cap, so your ultimate does do more damage. And now his second one, when Blade's in Hellscape state, his crit rate is increased by 50%, and he will practically always be in this state. So that's a free 15% crit rate right there. Fourth dupe, when Blade's current HP drops below 50% or lower of his max HP, increases his max HP by 20%, stacks with 2 times. So you can get a bonus of a maximum 40%, which obviously means he's going to do even more damage. This is a really, really, really good dupe for him. And his sixth one, which is very, very good. The maximum number of charge stacks is reduced to 4. This opens the idea of building him mostly with just, you can build him around his follow-up attack pretty much. Like usually it's the follow-up attack was like a nice, like you'd still proc it a lot without having E6 obviously, but reducing it to 4, that's a whole like less attack you have to do, less consume, all that, you have to consume less HP and all that. So it is still very, very powerful. The damage of the follow-up attack triggered by Blade's talent, it just decreases by 50% of his max HP, so you get an extra 50% of his max HP. So with this, you can build him based off his follow-up attack. Obviously not used as a pure source of his damage, because obviously his Force of Swords and his ultimate will be more reliable because you'll have it more. Or maybe not as all, but his Force of Swords is what you're gonna mostly be using. But yeah, so obviously Blade's best light cone is gonna be his signature light cone. This is absolutely perfect for him. It is a fantastic light cone. It is made for him, as you'll see here. It increases the wearer's crit rate by 80%, so you get a free crit rate boost, and increases their max HP by 80%. So boom, you get a free stick on your max HP and crit rate. When the wearer is attacked or consumes their own HP, their damage increases by 24%. This effect is removed after a wearer uses an attack. So yeah, when you're attacking, you consume your HP literally every time you attack, or if you use your skill. So you'll be getting this pretty much uptime always. This whole light code is made from, obviously, and also scales very well. 3% on everything here. It obviously gets higher and higher. And yeah, at the max refinement or superposition, you get 30% max HP and crit rate, and damage increases by 40%, which is stupid. I can't even imagine like the difference on this. It's so stupid. I wish I had it, but I don't. And yeah, so very good Lycon. And then the only filler one I can think of on the top of my head is the Secret Vow. I see a lot of people who don't have Blade's Lycon run this because a lot of people have an R5, and R5 increases the damage dealt by the wearer by 40%, which is obviously really good alone. What the wearer also deals 40% of an extra 40% of damage to enemies whose current HP percentage is equal to or higher than the wearer's current HP percentage. So this Lycon benefits from Blade consuming his own HP. This might be a bit tricky with Luocha because Luocha heals you so much because he has his field, and he also has the, when you go below 50% HP, he automatically heals you if you have that up. So this becomes a little bit difficult, but again, Blade consumes his HP so often, so you'll more often than not see it. But yeah, this is a very, very good fill option to get because everyone has it. So even if you don't have this up, you get a free 40% damage boost. And the other destruction ones for him are kind of they're alright. But yeah, so that is how Blade is. That's how he works. Should you summon on his rerun? It very much depends on how your account is looking. And also it depends on how much you like Blade. If you really like Blade, yes, 100% summon. He will get the job done. He is extremely powerful. Very, like, he's just, you pair him with the healer and he kills everything. He is extremely powerful. If this is a biased tier list, I'd tell everyone to summon. He is, like, just using him for so long now. He is definitely one of my favorite units to use. He is so fun, and he is just extremely powerful. Again, he does so much damage. Very easy to keep him up and going. Has never disappointed me a single time, and yeah. But obviously, just like many other DPS in this game, you don't necessarily have to pull for him. if you are missing a win DPS, he is probably the best option you have in the game right now. And yeah, if you're also missing a destruction thing for anything you want to do with that, obviously there's that. But moral of the story, if you like him and you need a win DPS, or if you just need a win DPS or anything like that, yes, 100% summon. Is he worth summoning over someone like Danheng or Jinglu for like just a general DPS? No, because Danheng hits way harder, so his job as a DPS is just way better, and Jinglu is pretty much the hardest hitting character in the game right now, and obviously very consistent. So those, for at a pure DPS standpoint, no, there's definitely better options. But that doesn't mean, just because it's better options for DPS wise, that doesn't mean he's bad in any sense. He's still top tier, 100%. I'd recommend to summon if you need a win DPS or if you just really like him. But if you end up skipping, don't feel too bad. It's not like you're halting the progress of your account. It's not like you're missing a DPS that changes like the meta. Like if you have like this 4 stars that you can use as like a DPS slot, obviously. But again, so moral, Blade is a very powerful character. Do you need him? No. Would he be very beneficial? Yes. All right. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time.